on. I am inviting Jelbo. Because I can.
Mockingbird, maybe.
Hi, cats.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. Before we start, what is your age?
I'm almost 40 years old. I was born in
Okay.
1985.
Okay. I was also born in the 80s.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool era, I guess. I never really cared for the 80s. I was always more of like a 60s, 70s fan. Like, I like the hippie stuff, peace and love and all that fun stuff. But,
So, what bathroom should I use?
well, I don't know. Like, I was listening to the last guest talk about how her area and her community was building all these or reforming all these bathrooms. And I'm wondering who is paying for all that? Because that seems like a lot of work to do. And when you are a trans individual, do you really want to go and use a non-binary bathroom, or do you want to use one that you identify with?
One that I identify with, but non-binary bathrooms are awesome. I would use non-binary bathrooms in a heartbeat, but it also targets me for 7 to 9 times more likely to be essayed or a violent crime.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I would think that
I have
public bathrooms in
statistics.
general. Can you show me?
Sure. Let me get up the bathroom. Where is it? Give me a second. My computer's
Sure.
being
Yeah, take
freaking.
your time.
Trans Survey 2022.
So is it just a survey or is it actual supported
It's
documentation on crime
this is
statistics?
I have crime statistics, but that's just a survey that I can go to. I just pulled up a crime statistic. Where was it? Let's see if this has it in there. I know one of the ones I just pulled up has it. Sexual offenders.
To me personally, you don't seem like somebody that I would be intimidated by or threatened by. So I personally don't think that in your case that I would have an issue. The issue that I have with this topic is that there are people who are predatory and who do use this as an advantage to be able to
What's the
be
statistic?
predatory.
Show me the stats on that. Show me a proof.
Well, I mean, I'm more than happy to look them up. It's just going to take some time. So if you want to take time to look up your stats, I'm more than happy to look up mine.
Sure.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is you're worried about cis men, though. You're not worried about trans women. You're worried about cis men.
How can you differentiate between the two? Because when somebody says, I identify as this, that's how we have to address them. So how are we supposed to differentiate between who is a cis male and who is actually a transgender woman?
The internal census health says that somebody is trans. However, you know a predatory person when you see it.
Not
So
everybody does.
over
I mean,
60.
if you did, then there wouldn't be so many R-word cases. There wouldn't be so many situations where people are exposed to predators like this, and children don't usually have that same sense that an adult person would.
Actually,
No.
actually, hold on. Statistically, at age 3 is the bell curve where you know your gender.
But how does that make somebody who is age 3 able to figure out who is a predatory person and who isn't?
They learn this from family. I have my statistics. UCLA law says LGBT is more likely. Where's that statistic go? I think it was 3 to 4 times more likely. 4 times more likely to experience a violent crime.
But where do they get their stats from? I mean, what group do they get that from? And like I said, I'm not necessarily trying to say that all people who are trans identifying or LGBTQ are doing whatever for malicious reasons. What I'm saying is that there are people who will use that as a door to get into.
Statistic? Where is your proof?
Well, I haven't quite gotten to that
It
yet.
happens less than 1%.
It does happen, though. I mean, there are videos that you can find online. There's all sorts of.
That's so reputable. Where's the
Well, I mean, I'm saying that I have pictures that I'd be more than happy to share, but unfortunately on this app, I can't. But there are definitely trans women that use women's bathrooms as a way to sell their own corn. And it's like it's actually like quite a popular sub whatever in corn. So I mean,
but there's cis women who use the bathrooms to sell corn too. So how does that have anything to do with trans women?
Well, for one thing, it's not people who have appendages down below going into women's restrooms to use that. And don't get me wrong, because personally, I blame feminism for the state of the world that we're in today when it comes to men self-identifying as women and vice versa. Like, I do think that is feminism to blame. So I think that women do play a part in this whole matter when it comes to all of this stuff. But unfortunately, because there are certain groups that are more protected than others, it can be hard to find the proper statistics. Even now, as we speak, there are people of one specific genre that are being arrested for violent crimes and what have you, and being labeled as being something else, just so that they can sway the statistics legally and governmentally speaking. So
you have conspiracy theories now on proof and science and facts.
Well, I mean, it is kind of proof in science and facts when you can see it happening right in front of you.
No, it's not.
Evidence doesn't happen.
But it is. I mean, there's this one woman in Alaska who Planet Fitness is right now under extreme scrutiny because of this one person who decided to go into the women's locker room and shave themselves while nude in front of a minor young girl. And a grandmother. Nude. Well, that's the story. And
she wasn't
unfortunately,
nude.
This is not the only one.
No.
Look at Jessica Unique.
No, get your story right. Jessica Unique was going around to women's. Well, anyway, I appreciate. Oh, let them speak. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys letting me up. One woman
have the day you deserve.
Who's a trans woman